of a skinny kid with a funny name, who believes America has a place for him too. When I heard Obama speak these words in his 2004 DNC speech, I almost started to cry. Now, this may seem a little dramatic, but I related to these words a lot, as I am a kid with a funny name, and I hope in the future America has a place for me too. Keep in mind, I heard these words being spoken through a screen, and I still felt emotional. So I can only imagine how emotional the people present that night in Boston felt. Granted, there weren't many people that night, about 1 to 2 million less than there was the nights before, but Obama still gave it his all. All the people present there and watching over the TV got his message. With this speech, Obama hoped to unite Americans and create a better America with the help of John Kerry and the White House. Even before getting into politics, Barack was doing a lot for this country and his community. For example, he was a community organizer in Chicago, a civil rights lawyer, and a teacher. Now, to be all of these things at once, he obviously had to study a lot. So he studied in colleges such as Occidental College, Columbia College, and Harvard University. When he started to get into politics, he managed to become an Illinois senator in 1996, as well as becoming a U.S. senator after this speech was given in 2004. Obviously, for me to be talking about this speech 16 years after the fact when it was given, it had to stand the test of time. And this was because of what was happening during the time, which was the 2004 presidential election. Obama knew that when he was giving this speech, the Americans would listen to it very intently, because they wanted a safer America, as 9/11 had happened only 3 years before, and the war in Iraq had started only 18 months earlier. Everybody was listening very carefully, so he hoped to give this message to the American people, and the American people agreed with his message, as they applauded him and shook their Obama signs in approval to whatever he said. Many Democrats present that night in Boston, as well as the Republicans watching over the TV on the few channels it was broadcasted on, they remember wiping their tears away when he waved them off with a God bless you. Although this speech was given in 2004, it is still remembered today as his message to Americans for us to unite as one, despite our differences, is still relevant. This speech held a great significance, not only for the people at the time, but also in Obama's career. As I said before, he became a U.S. Senator in 2004 because the people of Illinois elected him to be, because they knew that he understood them and that he would be a great representative for them. But this message not only carried on for the next 4 months, it carried on for the next 4 years. As you know, he was the president in 2008 and went through his full 2 terms. This speech is said to have secured his presidency, as without this speech, Obama would not have become president, because he would not have been known in the political area as well. And obviously it has significance now, as there is a current presidential election, and Obama's words still apply to it. I would say they apply more now than before, since our country is very divided at the moment. And even though his presidential election has come to an end, his words and his desire to unite America still apply, because we should have an America great for everyone. And you can tell this by the clip how passionate he was to unite Americans.
E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Now, even as we speak, there are those who are preparing to divide us. The spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, who embrace the politics of anything goes. Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. The pundits like to slice and dice our country into red states and blue states. Red states for Republicans, blue states for Democrats. But I've got news for them too. We worship an awesome God in the blue states, and we don't like federal agents poking around in our libraries in the red states. We coach Little League in the blue states, and yes, we've got some gay friends in the red states. There are patriots who opposed the war in Iraq, and there are patriots who supported the war in Iraq. We are one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the Stars and Stripes, all of us defending the United States of America.
As you can see, Obama obviously likes to make a lot of comparisons and use a lot of rhetorical devices in his speeches. One of the ones that I noticed the most is when he used anaphora, when he was saying there is no blank America. And he used this, especially in the clip, like you said. He said, "Well, I say to them tonight, there's not a liberal America or conservative America, there is the United States of America. There's not a black America and white America and Latino America and Asian America, there is the United States of America." But as much as he likes using anaphora a lot, he also uses metaphor. And we see this when he talks about his father's experience in the United States. When he says, "Through hard work and perseverance, my father got a scholarship in a magical place called America, which stood as a beacon of freedom and opportunity to those who came before." He also uses tricolon when he talks about America's greatness and says, "Tonight we gather to affirm the greatness of our nation, not because of the height of our skyscrapers or the power of our military or the size of our economy." My favorite rhetorical device, though, that he uses is sententia, as before using this wise phrase at the end to conclude everything, he was talking about uniting the United States and how even though we are so diverse and sometimes very divided, we still manage to unite as one when we really need to. And he says, "E pluribus unum," out of many, one. He also uses Aristotle's pathos, ethos, and logos. The way he uses ethos is that he talks about his family background and how it was a very long, fair, and honest struggle. Here he establishes himself as a proponent of hard work and honesty because he shows he has humble beginnings and worked his way up. He uses pathos by carefully constructing imagery in his audience's mind. He does this by saying a child on the south side of Chicago who can't read and a senior citizen having to choose between medicine and the rent. Here we see that he pulls on the heartstrings of Americans to make him understand his point. The way he uses logos is that he speaks from both political parties. So he sees both the Democratic side and the conservative side. He urges them to both come together to find common ground for a better America. And in the end, whether you agree with Obama's message or not, you have to see that America should be united and not divided for it to be truly great. Thank you.